There was this girl named Lane in study hall with me.
Yeah.
Here's the Lane story. There was this girl named Lane in study hall with me. And I didn't know her, but I didn't know her name was Lane at the time. But Katie Gerhardt, Melissa something, and I think it was Stephanie Thomas was sitting there with me and this girl named Lane that I did not know. I don't know how Lane knew them. I just know she was sitting with them. And the thing was, they were talking about these two girls that were lesbians. They were talking about these two girls that were lesbians. You gotta hear the Lane story.
Yes.
They were talking about these two girls that were lesbians and how much they hated lesbians and think lesbians were the grossest things they'd ever seen in their entire lives. And me and Lane, this girl that I did not know her name was Lane yet, but me and this girl just, we looked at each other and like, well, I don't really have anything to say because I kind of like girls. They don't know that, but I'm not going to say it, because I wasn't out to anybody except for like Jackie and maybe you at that time. I don't know. And I don't think so. Not before Lane.
You weren't like totally out.
Right.
I think.
Right. Well, okay, so this girl, like, they all left after study hall and the bell rang, but this girl came up to me and she's like, my name's Lane, hi, blah, blah, and those girls were like, they were mean. Who would talk about, they can't judge people, and she started talking to me, like, lesbians are cool, and, I was like, yeah, they're alright. I didn't know what to say because I didn't want to be like, well, of course they're great, I love them, but, so we started talking, and she wrote me a note that day, and we were just talking, and then because we had class together after that, Mr. Clark's class, which is a math teacher that I hate, because he was a dick, and anytime you talk in his class, he sends you out to the, hallway to sit, which he was in, I think he used to be in Mr. Smithberger's room that year, and we'd talk every day, and get sent out to the outside, because Mr. Clark is one of the worst math teachers in the entire world. He fucking sucks, and he shouldn't be a teacher. Honestly, he's a dick. Yeah. Mr. Clark, you're a dick. Anyway. So, we'd get sent outside, and we'd start talking, and eventually we got, I like girls. I'm not gonna hide. I said, I fucking like girls. I do. I'm not gonna lie to you anymore. I wanna, do you. I didn't say I wanna do you, but I was thinking, like, God. I was like,
that's the intention.
Yeah, like, my mind was like, man, your body's kind of banging. I wanna hit that. So, so she wrote me a letter, and she was like, well, I really like you. Would you go out with me? And, what happened here, I have never told anybody else. I said,
not even me.
Not even you. I said no the first time. Did I tell you that?
You said what the first time?
She asked me out. I said no the first time.
First time she said what?
She asked me out. I said no.
Why?
Because I was scared. This, my first girlfriend. And I said no. I was like, I'm not ready for that. I don't know if I could get around my parents. I'm very scared. And I'm so scared that I like you so fucking much that I would just fuck it up, and it's not worth that to me, and you're my friend. And, because at this time, I was already in love with her, I have to say. Because this was a while down the road. I'm not saying it was like, the next day, I love you. It wasn't anything like that. It was like months, and I was falling in love with her. And then we thought about it, I said yes, and we had our relationship. And then one day, I don't know exactly what happened to this day, I don't know, with her dad and her. And she won't tell me, and I don't expect her to tell me, and I don't want to know. But I know something weird was going on with her and her dad. And she called child services many times on him, and he was weird around her and her sister. So I know something had to be going on. But I told her to just go. I told her, just go. Live with your mom. Don't worry about me. I'll be fine. And we'll still write each other and we'll talk. I mean, we can't be together probably. I mean, that's up to you. But I'd give it a shot if you'd give it a shot, blah, blah, blah. And she went to live with her mom. And, we wrote each other for a while. And then it was, no more. Yeah. And, now she's married to a guy.
Ironic.
she's married to a guy, but she's married to a guy who will never, ever, ever understand or learn everything there is to know about her, or love her like I loved her, or understand the fucking poetry in her fucking heart and soul that she writes on paper, and the fucking tears she could bring, and how amazing she fucking is. This guy will never know. Yes. What?
Aww.
I'm okay. So he's a dick, and I don't even know it. But she's the most beautiful person in the world.
So yourself, of course.
No, more beautiful than me.
Really?
More beautiful than me.
Well, Jesus.
But, that's what happened. And, I still miss her friendship, though, like, a lot. Like, we were friends, and we still write online, but she doesn't get online anymore to talk at all. So, like, I miss her friendship a lot. She was, like, one of my best friends for that. And, around this time after that, after I had gotten over it, or whatever I could possibly do about it, I got with this guy named Matt, and I really liked him, and we dated for like 4.5 years. See, because this is the boring part of my life, but it's really the most exciting for other people to hear about, but it's boring for me, so I'm not going to go into that much detail. But I dated this guy named Matt, and he's my current husband's best friend. Yeah, I'm totally married to my ex-boyfriend's best friend. Ain't that crazy? My ex-boyfriend that I dated for 4.5 years. I cheated on Matt with, if you remember, my stepdad's son, Joey. I kind of had sex with him multiple times, and I enjoyed it multiple times. And it was fun. And then I told him about it after a week. I was like, I fucked another guy. It was Joey. And then he was like pissed, and we broke up for a while. And then Gabe, my current husband, after a while I was like, well, do you care if I go to the dance with Gabe? He was like, no. So we went to the dance together. And then I was like, well, do you care if I ask Gabe out? So I asked Gabe out, and we went together. But before, when me and Matt had mutually decided to split up, I was like, well, if you ever want me back, all you gotta do is say, you want me back, no questions asked, I'll leave. And I was with Gabe for, I think it was like a month. And then Matt's like, well, I want you back. And I didn't want to go, because I had had a crush on Gabe since the day I met him. Anyone who knows me will vouch for that. And I met Gabe like a week after I met Matt. So, 4.5 years, you know. I was dating his best friend, and he said, I want you back. And so I asked Gabe, because I wanted to know how he felt. I asked him, I told him the story, you know, like, Matt and me made this blah blah, you know. I was like, well, do you want me to go? And he didn't. I don't know if this was unfair to him, but he didn't make me feel like he wanted me to stay. So I went. I was very hurt, but I went. It was after graduation. When me and Matt were still dating and I graduated. I was working Hollywood Video, and I said, fuck this, I'm not dating you anymore, you're a fucking loser, you won't get a job. He didn't get a job. All you do is sit on fucking Final Fantasy 11 all day and fucking play the fucking game. You won't get a job, you won't get your license, fuck this. I'm not fucking, you know, trying to get this shit off the ground. It's supporting shit when you ain't doing shit. Oh, god damn it, I hate when I do this. I forgot to backtrack. Before I dated Matt, and after I dated Lane, in between those two situations, I had dated Jeremiah one more again.
You just never go from that boy.
And he proposed to me.
Oh my god.
With a ring that was not my size.
In front of the whole cafeteria.
In front of the whole... Anyway. So I said no. I said yes, and then I said no later because he did it in front of everybody, and fuck him. And, so, okay, I broke up with Matt. I was dating Chris. Chris stole money from me. I ended up miraculously hang out with Gabe and his friend David again. And